Who is the main brain behind the songs? Who writes most of the lyrics and who writes the music? Do you kind of take this in turns, or...?
We haven't done so far because it started off as a solo project. It was me.
Yeah.
But,
who am I speaking to, Dave?
Yeah, Dave Milligan. Yeah.
All right.
But
yeah.
there's certainly, I think there are certainly rumblings from Gareth and Dave, the rhythm section, that there's going to be a bit of a sort of soft takeover bid on the next album.
Sure.
Gareth's written an excellent album, actually, a really, really, really good sort of semi-concept album thing.
Yeah.
But I would love to just nick and use it as the next Penguin Party album.
It's a bit dark, though.
Yeah, it's darker. It'll be a lot heavier and rockier and psychedelic. But he won't let me have it. He wants to bring it out under his own name, so that's very annoying.
Yeah.
But I'm certainly, it's not an ego thing. You know, if anybody wants to come up with anything, I'm happy. But I just basically got into a bit of a role before, you know, in the autumn of last year, and wrote 11 songs fairly quickly.
Wow.
But I mean, one of the ones on the previous album, on See Through Songs, is a co-write with Gareth, so it's not impossible that it will happen again. I'm very very up. Take the stress off, to be honest.
Yeah. So that's very good. That's very good. Anyway, have you guys had like any label interest from any major or independent labels as such?
We haven't tried, actually. We're on a label called Sitting Target Music, which is an Essex indie.
Yeah.
Which is run by a couple of close friends of mine. And
hi, Chester.
Chester, the elusive Chester. He never comes to the gigs. And that kind of... I mean, he put it together pretty much to bring the record out, and there's a few of our friends on it as well.
Yeah.
There's a really good folk guy called John Aldington. There's a one called Nicola Harrison. Gareth's solo album will probably come out on it when we get it finished.
Yeah.
But you know, and it's such a nice setup. You know, we you know, when we bring stuff out when we're ready, and you know, we spend too much money on the packaging and all that kind of thing.
Sure.
And I'm not sure. I mean, it would be nice to have PR behind this, because we're all pretty much stuffing our own envelopes and chasing our own interviews. But you know, we've not tried to push it on to somewhere else. I tell you what I really wanted to do was I wanted to send it to Not Lame Records in America when it was finished, and I went to the Not Lame website because I really liked what the guy that ran that was doing, and found that it had closed down just before Christmas. It was an excellent label, and he just closed it down because he said just nobody was buying records anymore. But in the process of going to the Not Lame website, I found that he'd started a website called Rock and Roll Tribe, which I heartily recommend for basically blokes and women in their 30s and 40s that still go to gigs and, you know, aren't quite ready to roll over and watch Coronation Street yet. And by joining Rock and Roll Tribe, there's a woman who I'm sure you've come across, a very influential lady called Deborah Milstein.
Yes, yeah.
She picked us up on Rock and Roll Tribe and said, you've got to get in touch with Scrub Radio, they'll love you. So everything that's happened since really is happened by Deborah Milstein being this kind of one-woman PR department and Uber fan, which is fantastic. Hi, Deborah. We love you. We do.
Yeah, she'd definitely be tuned into the show. Definitely. Anyway, guys,
she needs subtitles. She can't understand what we say.
Yes, I know.
She's from Brooklyn.
She was saying to me on Facebook that you guys can't. Well, Dave in particular gave it a little test run, and she said I couldn't understand a word he was saying. So let's hope that she does kind of understand the interview, because it's very interesting.
Yeah, I spoke to her. I understood her perfectly well, but. Yeah.
yeah, I find that. I understand New Yorkers really well, but whether they understand us, well, it's a different story, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Anyway.
Dave, I had a road trip across America with Dave, Dave the drummer, in 1988, and was it Dave, east of the Rockies, nobody understood me, and west of the Rockies, nobody understood Dave?
It's the Bath thing, that's the problem. Yeah,
that's what it is. He's a amateur scouser, is our Dave.
There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong. Anyway, tell me. Moving on, tell me about the song that was used in the ITV series Benidorm. How were you guys selected for this opportunity?
Dave. Go on, Dave.
Well, it's down to me. Basically, I'm the dubbing mixer on the show.
Yeah.
So I can put in music in the background sometimes when it's required.
Brilliant.
And in this case, because I've built up the trust of the production team over 4 years, I suggested one of our songs, put it in, offered it for approval, and everyone was, that's great, happy with that. It was just in the background, distant outside a nightclub, but you know, we've got a bit of presence there, which is nice.
All in all, that is pretty good, I must admit. You work for? Do you work for ITV? Do you?
No, not specifically. I work for a post-production company, and ITV is one of our clients technically through Tiger Aspect.
Yeah, I'm with you. So what's next for you guys? What's on your agenda? Say, what would you like to? Where would you like to be in, say, a year's time from now?
The pub.
Okay, that's a good answer. That's a good answer.
I would love to be doing some little festival shows. I mean, we wrote to a few festivals early this year, but there's this very odd situation that Gareth found, because this was kind of Gareth's job in January, was to write to a load of festivals. And if you write to them in December, they say write to us after Christmas, and then you write to them 2 weeks after Christmas, and they say, oh, I'm afraid the festival's now full, or is it apply through the usual channel?
Apply through the usual. Yeah, you could. It's amazing what you can do. You can make an album. You can get it sorted out. You can get yourself on a lovely little label like Sitting Target. You could do lots, but Sitting Target are quite small, and they're not really, they're not up there with the things. And you hit this thing all the time. It's just called through the usual channels.
Yeah.
This is, and we keep hitting this a lot of the time. It's a lot of bands must. It's kind of awful. There's a lot of fantastic bands out there that just aren't going to get seen by people.
No.
You know, at some of the smaller festivals where people like us and bands like us really, should be. That's what we love.
Yes.
We used to go, well, Dave still does, to the Levelers Festival, Beautiful Days.
Yeah.
And it's a lovely festival because there'll be a set of bands you've heard of there, but almost the whole set of the day sets are just people you've never heard of. And you go there and you'll pick up great new music and hear great new bands.
I can imagine.
And that's what it should be about, really, isn't it? It's not just going to see Rhiannon at Glastonbury or whatever
Indeed.
it is playing at Glastonbury.
I couldn't agree with you more.
We're going again this year, Jake and I, and I'm going to be sort of sneakily. Everybody I bump into, I'm going to be going, have you heard of this band Penguin Party? They're supposed to be really good. Try and get a bit of a groundswell. Try and get in through the back door.
Flyers.
Yeah, hand out flyers and business cards.
Rightly so. Really, you guys, independent music should be more heard, really. I mean, like you just stated, Rhiannon or whatever, Rihanna is an artist, they're all kind of established, heard people now, and I think that some of these bands are absolutely blinded, including you guys, and you should really be heard a lot more than what you really are, so I agree with you there fully.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Welcome.
That's what Scrub is all about. Scrub Radio is
exactly
fantastic for that. It's just made us feel much more like it's worth doing, and people are out there that are interested and care about it. All the sales for the CD pretty much have come through Scrub and a couple of reviews.
Yeah, I can.
And we just need to keep banging away and finding all these little avenues like Scrub and just kind of sneak up on people,
of course,
through all these kind of devious little channels. I think until they know we're there. I mean, it'll help when we start gigging regularly.
Indeed,
because obviously you don't really exist until you start playing gigs. I think as a band, people don't really kind of buy into it.
No.
So it's going to be good to see what happens. We just keep banging away and see how far we get. It took us 15 years with the other band on Inarco to really make an impression. So I'm in no rush.
Anyway, going back to quickly, just what song was it that was played as a clip in Benidorm then? Just out of interest.
Oh, it was You Learn to Climb When You're Small.
Right. Okay. Is that on the album? Is it Sex Furniture in Warehouses?
Sex Furniture Warehouse, yeah.
Right, okay, I'm getting it right, Okay,
it's close enough.
I'm trying. Anyway, it's called Sex Furniture in a Warehouse and Other Stories, is that right?
All together, boys. Sex Furniture Warehouse and Other Stories.
Brilliant. There you go. You got it right. I didn't. Anyway, I think I was going to go on to about your song, The Roofer's Daughter, but you've already told me the story behind that. Now I'm just going to mention CDs and downloads are available from your official website, thepenguinparty.co.uk. You can also check some past live gigs out on the site. You've got gigs coming up on Monday, the 23rd of May, and that's at the Cavern Club and Pub, isn't it, guys?
Yep, 2 in the same day.
Okay, what time do they start?
I don't know. The website.
5:45 at the Cavern Pub and at 8:30 at the Cavern Club, the front stage.
And this is in Liverpool, isn't it?
Yeah,
in Liverpool, in Matthew Street. It's a free festival. It's fantastic. There is something like 180 bands on over a series of 10 days.
Yeah.
Every day there's 2 stages in the Cavern Club. There's the Cavern Pub.
Yeah.
So there's a half-hour sets from every band, starting from 2 o'clock till midnight, roughly. So if you're a music enthusiast, it's fantastic. And it's a great place. It's really cool. Loads of nice places to hang out, great bars, lots of great music, loads of musos. come along.
Brilliant. And there's another...
Well sold, Dave. Well sold.
Yeah.
And really, I mean, very scrub-friendly bands. There's quite a few scrub bands go down there, apparently.
Is there?
To play. So, you know, if you're there, you'll probably bump into people you've heard. Big I Am are going to be down there having a drink. I don't think they're actually playing, but they're certainly going to be around. They're going to come down and see us, worryingly.
Oh, that's really good stuff.
Very good.
Anyway, and also on Friday, May the 27th, you are at the Bulling Gate in Kentish Town in London. Is that right?
Yeah, indeed. Yep.
Okay, I've got my information right. Yay!
Touring festival. Sorry.
I was just saying I've got my information right for once. Woohoo! Anyway, your debut album, Sex, Furniture, Warehouse and Other Stories. Have I got it right that time?
That's the one.
Is now
it's the second album. It's the second album under this lineup, really. It's the good one, so don't worry about the other ones. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any chance of me getting a signed copy of it if I send you my address, please?
No problem at all, mate.
Thank you. Anyway, you can get this album on physical copy and download from cdbaby.com and from your official website, thepenguinparty.co.uk, and also available on iTunes. So I'm going to kick off with double play of your song now, guys. I'm going to play out with not the Penguin Party, because you are the Penguin Party, only a roofer's daughter, and this is my station. But before I play out, I just want to say thank you to each and every one of you for joining me on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Well, have a good rest of your day, guys, and enjoy the sunshine.
Thank you.
Cheers. Take care, guys.
6 in her transvestite father's shoes. They'd be good in a flood, cause she could use them as canoes. She's a lazy sketch of features done in crayon by a kid. Calls herself Victoria Flatlock, does her hair like Daddy did.
Join me, Mike Mcginty, every single Sunday for the Sunday Jam Show here on scrubradio.com, playing you the finest independent music from across the globe. Scrub Radio!